U.S. intelligence agencies politicized in favor of the Democratic Party.
These, heads of law enforcement and former intelligence chiefs have a political axe to grind, and that's what they're doing in office.
I used to think that at the heart of being a conservative, lowercase c, was first that character matters, and second that values matter most of all. And I don't know where that is today in the Republican Party, and so I'm just not comfortable being part of it.
Our intel services are corrupt, and they're politicized, and they're making it very hard to run the U.S. government.
Mr. Trump really doesn't understand international politics, international economics, as well as how this global world operates and interoperates today.
These people are damaging the trust of presidents and of the people.
His subsequent actions, sharing a sense of intelligence with the Russians and compromising its source, reflect either ignorance or disrespect. And either is very problematic.
Former intel officials that now work for CNN, NBC, MSNBC, and they're proudly politically biased. It's really frightening. It should frighten all of us.
If Congress is so gung-ho to call people up to the Hill, the list I would start with are Comey, Clapper, Brennan, and other people in the FBI who perpetuated this absurd lie and this absurd idea that the President of the United States was somehow a foreign agent and colluding with another government.
I can tell you that all of us should use every breath we have to make sure that the lying stops on January 20th, 2021.
He is giving aid and comfort to the enemy, and it needs to stop. And Mr. Trump needs to understand that there are going to be consequences for him, too.
I think this past weekend is illustrative of what a great case officer Vladimir Putin is. He knows how to handle an asset, and that's what he's doing with the president.
Wait for it. Keep waiting.
The Trump administration announcing just minutes ago that they're going to impose new sanctions on Russia.
He has closed 4 Russian offices. He has imposed sanctions on over 100 Russian individuals and companies. He has provided offensive weapons to the Ukrainians, which Obama always refused to do.
Including a $100 billion plus up in our military, which the Russians can't keep up with.
You're saying that Russia is handling President Trump as an asset?
That's the appearance to me.
Brennan struck back, by the way, at the president today in a New York Times op-ed stating plainly, Mr. Trump's claims of no collusion are, in a word, hogwash.
Well, first I think it reflects intense concern on the part of the president, and probably rightfully so, in where Special Counsel Mueller is going and what questions he's asking. Maybe even a paranoia about it.
Do you think President Trump has been compromised by the Russians?
I don't know. And these are words I never thought would come out of my mouth about an American president, but it's possible.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here it comes.
Hallie, after 2 years,
almost there,
and interviewing more than 200 witnesses, the Senate Intelligence Committee has not uncovered any direct evidence of a conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia.
I can say, as it relates to the Senate Intelligence Committee investigation, that we have no hard evidence of collusion.
Impeachment. The Russian operatives who perpetrated these schemes did not have the cooperation of President Trump or the Trump campaign.
So, I ask you, was the FBI spying on Trump's campaign?
No, they were not.
The FBI doesn't spy. The FBI investigates. We investigated a very serious allegation that Americans might be hooked up with the Russian effort.
They were spying on a term I don't particularly like, but...
The President of the United States accused his predecessor, President Obama, of wiretapping Trump Tower during the campaign. Nothing of the sort occurred.
And don't forget, when I say wiretap, those words were in quotes. That really covers, because wiretapping is pretty old-fashioned stuff, but that really covers surveillance and many other things.
He can no longer justify not retracting those tweets,
apologizing for accusing Barack Obama of a crime. President Trump has a new favorite word, and every time he uses it, he is lying. And that is the word spy. His baseless claims of spies.
He wants you to believe that his campaign was spied on, and it's one of the worst things that we've ever seen from government.
Yeah! You're not suggesting, though, that spying occurred.
I don't, I guess you could, I think spying did occur. Yes, I think spying did occur.
James Comey, Brennan, and Clapper have said to themselves, which one of us is going to pay the Barr bill? The Barr bill is coming due.
It is stunning to watch how far out John Brennan, as the former CIA director, was willing to go before Mueller's report was finished.
It turns out he was utterly and completely wrong. From the get-go, he was wrong.
I can't decide if the common thread is that everybody's turning on each other now because they're getting closer in this investigation to how did the whole thing get started, or if everybody just hates James Comey.
This is part of having a supremely arrogant central government in D.C. It is just that their preferred candidate in this case didn't win. A lot of people made a lot of bets on their careers thinking that Hillary Clinton would win and did a lot of things to please her, knowing that Clinton's tendency for vengeance.